Welcome to Business Prowess with Raphael and Dr. Andrea. Our show will bring you the best insights, ideas, and inspiration from successful entrepreneurs and CEOs in the business world. Don't miss out on the opportunity to learn from the best and stay ahead of the game. Sifu Raphael is the founder of 5 Unique Shows. He's a fitness professional, solutions expert, executive coach, and head instructor at Max Martial Arts and Fitness in New York. Dr. Andrea Adams Miller is an award-winning international keynote speaker, best-selling author, and CEO of the Red Carpet Connection Publicity, Publishing, and Talent Agency, and CEO of IgniteYourRelationship.com. Known as the Dream Maker, she makes visionaries' dreams come true, bigger than they ever dared to desire.
Dr. Andrea, thank you so much for being here with me, and I am super excited for today.
We have a really great guest, and Sifu, this is super fun. Can you give us a recap on how wonderful your event went and you were traveling? I would love to hear a recap.
I'm all over the place, which is a good thing, which allows me to share what I'm doing with my life. It's impacting people. And so we did Speaking Prowess, and with that, oh my gosh, incredible event. We launched our actual business both in person and online. And online, we have amazing coaches literally from all over the world who are impacting through communication. So super excited. I was in Arizona. I was at the Human Communication Institute. So there again, making things happen. But today, wow, we have somebody who definitely knows how to make things happen. Let's go ahead and bring in Marilyn Jenkins. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So today, I think our topic is so very, very important for anyone who owns a business, who wants to make a difference, who actually wants to attract clients. And tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, what I'm doing is helping people learn more about their Google business profile. It is a free service that's provided by Google, and it can help you and your business appear in the Google Map Pack, which receives 60 to 80% of the clicks on Google.
Beautiful, beautiful. One of the things for me is a lot of my traffic is driven through Google. I have several businesses. One of my businesses is just through Google. And huge impact for sure. So I had somebody who was asking me about my business the other day, and I was like, well, I had 8 calls, and it was already 8 in the morning when I talked to them. And then as I'm talking to them, a few more came in. They're like, what is going on? I said, well, you have to be in the right place, right?
That's right. It's an incredibly powerful tool.
Oof, totally. So you know how to truly generate with Google. Would you mind giving us a quick summary of how important that is for all of us?
Well, absolutely. Take it and think about whenever you're out on a trip or whatever, you're on the street and you're looking for something, or maybe you just have a need and you search for it on Google. Most people are doing that on their phone, but if you search for Google for a location, say an Italian restaurant near me, the first thing that comes up are the ads, right? The next thing are the maps. There's 3 listings in the map pack, sometimes 4, Google sneaking in an ad here and there, but the top 3 are free listings. And 60 to 80% of the traffic on Google will click on those listings. Then below that are going to be your organic. So the ideal thing is for any local business to be listed in the map pack. And you do that by claiming, verifying, and optimizing your Google business profile, and then having interaction with it at least once a week just to be engaged.
Beautiful, beautiful. So Dr. Andrea, you having 3 businesses, how important is it for you to get noticed in the world of the internet, if you will?
Well, it's very important. And so I want to have Marilyn dive a little deeper there with us, because when you said engage with it, and I'm thinking, well, tell me more about engagement with it, because
Mhm.
I can see that that could be multiple different ways. And of course, what I might consider engagement may or may not be what's most effective.
Mm.
I think, well, yeah, well, you think about that in the marriages, people are like, well, I engaged, I showed up and told her I showed up for dinner. Doesn't that tell her I love her? She might not feel loved. So how can I love on my Google so it wants to
Mm.
love me back?
Right.
Exactly. Well, think about it like this. When you set it up, you put in your name and your phone number and your address. You can connect your website to it. You can connect a phone number to it so that you can get chats. So what you want to do periodically is, yes, you started with videos or images. You might want
Mm.
to add additional images. If you offer products, you want to list your products. If you offer services, you want to list your services. So I suggest my clients add a video or every week. There's also the question and answer section, and you can go in and think of that like as your FAQ. Do you have the same questions that everybody asks you? So then maybe once a week you go in, you spend 10 minutes, you add a question and an answer. But I find that most small businesses, they kind of relegate their Google Business Profile to the old Google My Business thing, and it's just a place to store reviews. They don't really do a lot more with it. So if you are more engaged, it's possible that you will have an opportunity to beat your competition in the map pack if they're not engaged. So spending 10 minutes a week to do some sort of update, maybe that's replying to a review. Maybe it's adding a new service, adding a product, putting up a special, updating your hours. So there's all these different things that Google gives you to tell your customers about that can be very helpful for you to show up in that map pack.
How would that work also if you have, like, so I have a nonprofit, so we have a Google Ads account. Is there a way to make those two things work together even more cohesively?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You definitely want those connected. And especially if you're a nonprofit, you get some preference in the searches as well. So I'm glad that you're doing that. But yeah, definitely connect your ad account with your Google Business Profile, and then that makes all the difference in the world.
Nice.
One of the things that I realize that a lot of people may not realize is they actually have to verify their
Correct.
Google account. And it's a small process, but it's something worthwhile. If you've never had one, that's one of the first steps that you need to be very proactive on, right?
That's true, because one thing other people don't know about is that someone else, your competition, could actually claim your Google Business Profile. So you want to make sure that you claim it and verify it. And recently, Google's added some different verification processes. So it used to be the postcard. They would mail a postcard with a verification code. Well, now with so many remote businesses or that sort of thing, they've added several different ways of verifying. And so your options will come up whenever you click the verify.
Beautiful. So consider organic Google and paid Google. What separates them besides the money?
Just the money. I mean, the free part, so the Google Business Profile. So Google paid ads, you're going to be able to use keywords and negative keywords and all of that text speak to get in front of the people that are searching for what you provide, right? And then you're only going to get in front of them if you have a better ad, if you have better reviews, and if you have, or you're spending more money. Where if you're in your Google Business Profile, it's free, right? You just have to put in the work to make sure that Google has every bit of information that they need on you. And if you get a good review or a bad review, you need to reply to both of those in a professional manner. They see that user experience with you, and perhaps your user experience, because you're replying professionally to reviews, you're updating things periodically, and your competition isn't. They see the user experience with you is better than perhaps with your competition.
Wow, you're speaking volumes to me, because I do look at Google reviews of a company. And I also look at if they responded to the reviews, because to me, I want to know if they're engaging. If they're not engaging, that means that they set it up and forgot about it. So
Many
they're not
times.
really listening to what their customers are saying, even a negative review. And you're right, we have to be able to go in there and maybe say, hey, this is not the way we normally do things. Maybe we had an off day, or we fired that person. So some of the things that we need to be able to let people know that we're actively listening.
Exactly. I mean, and two, in case you get a negative review from someone that never came to your business, that happens.
I
Now,
was
where
going to
they
ask
come from-
about that. I had a friend who had somebody that was just disgruntled that wasn't even a client. It was the weirdest situation. And they had like their friends, and they made up accounts and had like 20 different people saying negative things. But this wasn't on a Google, this was on another platform, and they couldn't remove those. Those couldn't be argued against, that these people didn't even exist. What is the recourse with Google in that situation?
Well, and if you need to reply to them, right? And you can report some reviews, because it's user interaction, it's the user experience. It's going to be difficult to have them removed. But if all of a sudden there's 20 new Google accounts that have never had any history, they're brand new accounts, and they all go to you and give you a negative review, that's easy enough for Google to see that, oh, these aren't real. Now, it could be a process getting them taken off, but you would need to do that. But definitely professionally reply. I'm sorry you never did business with us. This is clearly a fake account, that sort of thing. Because real customers, when they're reading your reviews and they go through all the positive ones and then they see a couple of negative ones, they're going to put that in perspective. Perhaps that person was having a bad day. Perhaps the employee had a bad day. Perhaps this is completely made up. Your response to that review is also gives an impression to the person reading it. Okay, it sounds like, and you can kind of visualize the conversation and then go, okay, I get that. I'm still going to call them. So it's the professionally responding.
Yeah, without a doubt. Google reviews are so powerful. I've gained so many customers because of my Google reviews. They said, we were looking up businesses like yours, and we came to yours. I said, what made you decide? They go, your reviews. I was like, wow, thank you. I said, which one? But I don't stop there. So a lot of people stop there. They're like, oh, thanks, move on. But I go, which one touched you? So now I know which are the ones that are making an impact. And one of the things that I realize, and you're the expert, but I think that this is a tip that I learned not too long ago, is that people can update their reviews. So you can have a customer say, you gave me a review about a year ago. Can you update it? Because a lot of people will say, well, I gave you a review. That's it. I'm done. You say, well, would you mind? Because it's going to make an impact, because now you've had a year with me. Would you mind updating it? And they don't realize that speaks volumes right there as well, right?
Great. That's
true.
an option. I suppose another thing too is to say what you have done. So even though if that person doesn't, then responding back to it, that just, thank you so much for allowing me to rectify the problem and do this and that. And, even if the person doesn't say anything nice in response to it, that you have said what you've done to take care of it would do wonders, I would imagine.
Exactly. You have professionally addressed the problem, as opposed to just ignoring it, or then worse yet, turning around and putting blame on the person.
Yeah, that didn't help.
No.
Then they just argue. Then it's just a fight online.
Exactly.
So I have a question. If we want to go and look at, I've always, this is hysterical because I'm an international publicist, so full transparency here. So I have verified Google accounts for people and help them do that. Love that you do that as a profession, because it's just something I help them with. That's not the expertise of what I do. I just suggest that that's one tool that they can use. However, like right now, if I want to go to it or to find that, I always thought that we just typed in their name and it would pop up, but that's not always the case, especially if they haven't massaged it and loved on it, like what you're saying. So how do you initially find whether it's showed up or not, or whether they even have it?
You literally go to Google and type in your business name as it shows. Think of it like the old yellow pages. It's almost like Google brought in all the yellow pages, and so now everybody has a business listing. So if you type in your business name, The Google Business Profile should show up on the right-hand side of the page. From there, you can manage it. Now, as your account, you can also go into the management section and you can look at the insights and see how people are using your Google Business Profile. Are they looking for directions? Are they going to your website? Are they starting a chat? All of these kinds of things, and see what people are interacting with. And then you'll know where to spend a bit more time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, I do have paid also, but I also do non-paid stuff. So one of the things that we do is we put events on our Google also, things that are coming up, so that
Exactly.
people, like right now I have a women's self-defense course that's starting May 15th. And every one of those women that came from Google.
Fantastic.
And it's because we also put an upcoming event on it. A lot of people don't realize they can do that as well.
There's so many features, and Google is adding features as well. So you think about the direction Google's been going in the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
A zero-click visit, right? So you ask a question, any generic question, say it's an educational question. If there is a YouTube video that answers that question, not only will that be your first result, it will be time-stamped where your answer is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're giving the zero-click user experience. So if you can provide all this information, so yes, somebody's looking for a women's self-defense course and they're within your space, you're going to show up because you put it on your Google Business Profile. You're giving them exactly what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
One of the things that I have done and it has helped with Google reviews is I've done several. One is video testimonials, written testimonials. And then what I
About
do is,
press and contact. Yeah. Sorry, Sifu, you were
that's
starting.
okay, no problem. So when they walk into my front door, right there I have a big thing. It says rate us on Google. And then when they come to my front desk, there's a find us on Google, rate us. So, and then when they come inside, not only do I give my clients the password to my Wi-Fi so they feel comfortable, but right next to it is, have you rated us on Google? And it has the link as a QR code. So I've created
Nice.
a QR code so that they don't have to go typing anything in. They just boom. And so sometimes people come in and I go, hello, how are things going? And they're like, great. I said, wow. You know, there's not many people who know what your experience is like. Would you mind sharing that? And they're like, of course not. I said, okay, good. Click on this. And,
Yes.
and they're like, oh, now? Yes, now would be a great time. You're sitting here anyway. Right? So
Yeah,
sometimes,
and you make it easy for them.
oh, yeah.
I love
If
it.
we wait for them to go home, they're going to forget.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always. So the question I was going to ask you is like, so how do you know if someone has left you a review or not a review? So I went and looked at the site to see what you were talking about. It. By the way, if you're watching this, either it's whether you're watching it live or in replay, you can go through and look at your Google and do these things right while we're talking about it. So
Mm-hmm.
Marilyn's giving us the tips right here. So that you can be starting some things, and then you can follow up and work with her to actually do it the right way. Because there's both ways, people. And so I did set up the notifications. I did see that I could then set that up. So if somebody posts something or does something, that it would let me know to go look at it. Because
Exactly.
that's super helpful. Because otherwise, if you don't know, unless you put it on your calendar to regularly check, you may not do that.
Or have a team member checking it. Yeah, I agree. Because you can, within your Google Business Profile, you can set up managers. So, which is what we do for clients. You own it. It is your listing. This is your business asset, but we can manage it for you. And that's what you want to do. If you have a team member that you want the team member to work with you or to do some of these tasks for you, they would be a manager. And you can set that up in your management back end of your Google Business Profile.
Interesting.
So, Marilyn, you do have a book that kind of guides people through some of these steps that you're going through. This is your website, right? MaximizeYourGBP.com.
Yep,
What
your
can
Google
they
Business
find
Profile.
besides your book when we go there?
Okay, so what I do is I do paid digital marketing and for an omnipresence, SEO, GBP, as well as social media marketing for our clients. What I've noticed over the many years I've been doing business is some businesses, local businesses, are not quite ready for ads. Maybe they're not quite ready to outsource their marketing. So, and they don't know how important their Google business profile is to their business and being found locally. So I put it together in a book. I wrote the Google Business Profile Training Guide, and it takes them step by step from looking up their Google Business Profile, claiming it, verifying it, and optimizing it. And then, so that's there. I even provide it in an audio book. If you're like me and you like to listen to podcasts while you're out on a walk, it just makes a lot of sense. You can kind of gather that. The book is in a PDF format right now. It'll be out on Amazon probably at the end of May is our goal. So you'll have it printed so you can make notes in it. And then in addition to that, should you have a team member that you want to hand this off to and still make sure it's done correctly, I have a list. I think there's 35 or 38 SOPs. So standard operating procedures that walk you through everything. And you could literally hand those off step by step to a team member, and they'll be able to do it correctly and know it's done correct.
That's incredible. You actually have 38 SOPs, which so many people don't even know what that is. But the fact that you have already done it for them, they don't have to think about it. That's incredible. Wow.
It's such an important piece of your marketing puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a small business or a local business, it's just incredibly important. If you're a business that has associates, say a dentist's office, a law office, insurance, anything like that, Google also has now what we call it a practitioner listing. So say you're Raphael and Jenkins Dentistry, and you've got a Google business profile of the business. So you and I could go in and do a practitioner listing, Sifu Raphael, same address, company name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that way because we would get our own clients. Yes, they might know the name of the company, but they know Dr. Raphael, right? So you having your own Google business profile under the company name is also something that's available now. And you can get your own reviews that will reflect to the company as well. So there's so much involved in it beneficially for a company. It's just something I really dread it whenever I hear someone say, well, I didn't know I had a Google business profile. You are at 123 Main Street and everybody walks by your door. They need to know who you are and whenever they're looking for what you offer.
Nice. Nice.
So that's brick and mortar, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do we handle somebody who does online business? And
That is a little
Dr.
bit.
Andrea also had a question.
That's okay. Yeah. We'll start with that one. Let's go with
Okay.
virtual only.
Yes, so it really depends. My answer depends on what type of business you are. Are you a globally based business or are you a locally based virtual business? Okay. If you're globally, it's really not that big of a thing. You want to have it, but it's not like someone in California is going to look for a Texas-based company. Right from California. So that's not quite as important. But say that you're a local supply house and you are virtual, you don't have a printed address. You won't get as much precedence in the map pack if you don't publish your address. Okay. And they do, Google does say that does detract from how often you get shown. So you need to have a published address to get preferential treatment.
Not a P.O. box.
No, it can be a virtual office. It's better if it's a real office. So especially home services, they might want to go down to, and get a PO box or a virtual office at like a mailbox, et cetera, UPS store, one of those kinds of things. And it isn't as effective as just spending $400 a month and renting a little room that you can put storage in. But having an actual office will get you much better precedent in the map pack whenever people are searching for you.
And
Wow, you just brought up. Go ahead, Dr. Andrea.
You might be thinking the same thing I went with security wise. So for people who have a home office, they just have to make a decision.
No, I think we lost you for a second. Or you lost me.
Nope, I get you. So I think
Uh,
what she's saying is you have to make a decision whether you want to publish your address or not, and that's exactly true.
mhm.
Yeah, you
Because
have
then
to make that
everybody
decision.
will
You
have
know,
a
it's like,
map to your home. We lost you
yeah,
for a second, so we were thinking that you were asking, do you want to give up your home address, right? Is that what you were asking, Dr. Andrea? Do you hear us? Dr. Andrea?
Why is my internet not working?
Uh-oh.
oh no. So yeah, that is a very good point. You know, if you're maybe you're an Amazon retailer, but you do retail locally, but you're virtual, you just have to decide: do you want to publish your address? And when it
Mhm.
comes to home address, most people do not. So is it worthwhile if you're getting enough local business to rent a small office to have an actual address? That would be something to consider.
Right. You just brought a really interesting point to have a virtual address, because I know that there's a lot of companies there that now provide that because of that situation right there. Does Google frown upon like a million businesses in the same address and it's a one story?
I'm going to say mail forwarding services are classically used by scammers. And so if there's been a history of any bad interactions with your address, it will not be approved. You will not be able to get verified, and your Google business profile will be hidden and suspended until you can get an address that they see is trustworthy.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. You can hear us now, Dr. Andrea? Your microphone is muted.
Yeah, I muted it when I noticed that my internet's spotty today. So we have Starlink. So I noticed as the leaves are coming on the trees, all of a sudden my internet is not as good. So
Oh.
it'll be an interesting summer. So we'll see what happens. So thank you, though. I got to hear the answer. I jumped back on to hear the answer there. Um, one of the other things I had wondered about this with the Google. So you're putting on your business, and then I heard you say that you can be a person underneath the business. Can you just be a person? Just be the influencers? Just be themselves as well?
That's a good question. I haven't had that question before. I don't know. I haven't talked with someone, just an individual person being a consultant or being a GVP.
Because
It's designed for businesses.
So I'm not sure. I may have done that without knowing that I was doing that. Because I was like, well, wait a minute. That's great that my business shows up, but how do I show up as me? And so now I'm trying to refine how I did that, and I can't find me.
Oh no. Yeah, so that was the practitioner listing we were talking about. So you could be your name under your business, and it would be a second listing, but kind of like a second listing for the business, but it's a practitioner listing for the company under your name.
Yeah,
That's
that may
cool.
be where it is. However, it must need more because I'm not finding it.
Got to dig a little bit.
Go into your business and manage and see if you can see the practitioner listing under that. See if
Okay,
it's indexed under there.
it very well could be. Very
So,
helpful.
Marilyn, what possessed you to even get into this Google business to help
I have
people
been
navigate?
Well, I've been in digital marketing since the early 2000s, helping small businesses with websites and SEO and the different things. And it's just been a growth as people have needs. I work with attorneys and mostly and some home services. And it's just as, referrals, and then whatever their needs are, then we, bring that in and help them with it. And the Google Business Profile, like I said, it's been like, I don't know, it's been like 7 iterations of its name from the original, I think was Google Places. So it's just become more and more important. And especially with the advent, the map pack and becoming so important, and 60 to 80% of the traffic, especially on mobile, clicks on the map pack. So it just was a natural progression to helping my clients and offering better services and offering what they need to grow.
I like the fact that you said that it's on mobile, because a lot of the times I may be driving and I know exactly where I'm going. I've been there 1,000 times, but if it's a business, I'll still put on my Google Maps. I don't know why, but I do it even when I'm going to my business. And it's funny.
Really?
Somebody says to me, "Why do you do that?" I said, "I don't know, but I like the fact that maybe Google knows that I'm heading to my business or I'm going to somebody's business." And does that make a difference?
Yes, using the directions, especially if you looked up the business and hit the directions button, that's where the business owner is going to get that ticked in their insights, showing that you use them for directions. So
So
if you
it's
look
good
at
that
your
I do it for
insights,
myself.
it is. Well, if you do it from your Google Business Profile, so look up your Google Business Profile, tap directions, and then get on the road.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Because
did
usually
look
I
at
just go to
mine.
Maps.
I did look at mine, and 214 people have traveled to see where mine is. So there you go.
Nice.
Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
there's a lot of information in the insights, and what's really great is the more you add to your Google Business Profile, the more information you can get out of it. So you do want to think about, like I said, the Q&A is very important. Updating your hours, especially if you're in an area and you're affected by, say, a long period of time of holiday hours or anything like that. Be super careful, make sure that your hours are updated. I had a client that noticed that their sales were going down on Tuesday and they couldn't figure out the last 3 weeks what happened. Well, they started looking at their Google Business Profile. For some reason, no one knows who made the change, but it shows that they were closed on Tuesdays.
Ooh.
So, when they updated that and changed it the next week, their foot traffic had gone up. So it makes a difference. And like I said, the interaction tells Google that you are interested and you are keeping everything up to date. And so you will get preferential treatment.
Nice. It's very interesting. When I was in Arizona, I clicked on the place I was going and it said the business is closed. And I said, go anyway, because they were doing an event and I was part of it, right? I was a speaker at this event. So that's important to it, because does it reflect if the business is closed and people are still going to it?
It's interaction.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I have an appointment in the morning and I'm sure I'm in town the evening before, I may go there just to make sure I know where it is in the morning. There's all sorts of reasons why people would go buy a business whenever it's closed. But, it also can say close now, but you'll see above the hours, it says hours may be incorrect due to holiday activity or something like that. So you want to make sure that Google knows that you updated it, because now they actually show last updated. Okay, so your people that are looking for you can say, oh, they haven't updated their hours for 2 years. Well, let me go check, or I'll just go somewhere else.
Right. You may lose a client, a potential client.
So I see now too that you can put offers on.
Yes.
Yeah. So then people just need to be mindful of when you put it up and when you're taking it down and how long it's available. And so it's literally, it seems like it's just a whole nother platform for you to manage and to take care of.
Well, but again, it's free, and the only people clicking on it are the people that are actually looking for you. It's
I
not like
wasn't saying
Facebook.
that in a negative. I'm just saying it's something that you need to do.
And some people can construe it as, oh my God, another thing to keep up. I would say this is way more important than your Instagram and your Facebook, right? Because people are getting you when they're searching for you. If you look at the difference in Facebook ads and Google ads are going to get you higher intent leads because people are looking for it. They're searching for it. So, they're the far and above leading search engine. So if I was focusing my efforts on marketing and I couldn't afford a marketing company, absolutely, I would be doubling down on my Google Business Profile. Like I said, 10 minutes a week, update a little something, add a picture, add a special, add a service, add a new product that came in, just reply to a review, any of those types of things that you can just show some interaction and update it. It makes a load of difference.
10 minutes is not a long time.
No, this is not a huge task. Once you have it set up, it's not a huge task to keep up to date.
You just have to put it in your calendar. That's the whole thing. And a lot of people when they claim they have no time, it's let's take a look at what your day looks like. You probably have
true.
more, you're probably wasting time on TikTok and Facebook and all these other things instead of doing what you're supposed to do. And that's also why a lot of people say I have no time to read. I'm like, really? Show me your phone. Let me look at your social. How long you've been on that, right?
Right. Exactly.
So when you had said when you had talked about your SOPs and so forth, what kind of package price program is that for people to engage you at?
So the book is $27. The SOPs are, I believe, $199.
Awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
And so they're delivered as PDFs as well. It's a membership site, so you can go in and download what you need. With the book, there's some bonuses. I've got some AI prompts to help you find more marketing ideas and that sort of thing. A cheat sheet, so you can kind of go through the sheet and decide where's the first step I need to be at if I've already done this, and a mind map. So there's a lot of different things that come with the package. And of course, like I said, the audio book.
Sounds like
I love the fact that you put AI in the mix. Because
AI has a lot of power, and I know a lot of people are like, okay, I know I should, but I don't know what. So I included a checklist of it's a bunch of AI prompts that can help you write social media posts. And the other thing we haven't talked about is when it comes to your Google Business Profile, you can put blog articles on it. So if you have a blog that you're updating on your website periodically, put those on your Google Business Profile as well. Think of it as its own little living entity, little website, if you will. And so you could write articles using some of these AI prompts. So it just gives you a kind of a quick way of jumping into AI, which a lot of people want to, but they don't know where to start.
very lovely.
I didn't know that one, so I'm writing that down on my remarkable. Blogs on Google.
So I have a question too. So I do press releases, and so I have a whole bunch of press releases out about myself, and I have some that are lined up to go out about these shows as well for Sifu and I and our guests like you, Marilyn. So how do I just put up a picture of those press releases? Do I put up a link to those press releases as another opportunity for people to go and read about what we've done and accomplished?
You can do that, or you could literally just put the press release as a post. I mean, unless you want to do the PDF file of it. So imagine copying and pasting the press release contents onto a Google post.
Okay. Sounds workable. Fun. Well, I'm so glad to know this because I was very aware that it was there, obviously because I made one, but I didn't know what to do with it or how to make it useful or helpful to myself because I just was oblivious to that thing. I love how there's so many opportunities to do different things, and I hear people say all the time, "Oh, technology's taking jobs away." No, it creates more jobs.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, because somebody has to tell us how to do all of this.
And it's so important. So I'm glad I had the opportunity to come and talk with you about that.
Yeah. So when is the book coming out again?
The book is ready. It's at maximizeyourgbp.com. It's available now. Once purchased, it's instant access to the membership site where you can download it and copy it to your phone or your computer and start reading it. The audiobook is an MP3, so you can pull it into any music player on your phone and listen to it while you're taking your walk in the morning.
Cool beans.
Pretty
And
cool.
I wanted to take a moment to share with people that we, Sifu Raphael and I, are going to be at this event next week. So we're going to be in Rockville, Maryland, a half hour north of DC. Maryland, you should come join us. It's the Connected Leaders Academy Global Summit, and Sifu will be speaking. I'll be leading the women's panel and co-emceeing it. I'm also the event coordinator, so I have lots of roles with that event. It's been I don't know what we'll do when it's over. I've talked about it constantly. So it's taken over my life. But it'll be wonderful. We have up to 300 entrepreneurs that are going to be there sharing and talking and doing different things. And now we'll be able to tell them how they should be on Google.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow. That sounds like a great program,
Yeah.
great summit.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. So that'll be live for 3 days, Friday through Sunday, May 3rd through 5th. And then, Raphael, when people are interested in being on our show, should they come to this link? Is this the one that they come to?
That's exactly the one they should do, because what happens is we always want to have a pre-call with someone, because we want to bring the right people into this platform. We don't want to have somebody who doesn't know business and they come on and they're like, "Hey, I planted my tomatoes yesterday," and I'm like, "Oh, great! How are you selling them?"
I
Because
love
I
it.
like tomatoes. I can eat them raw. They're amazing. But if you're not doing business with your tomatoes, then this may not be the right platform for you.
May not be.
You
Awesome.
know,
And then you do 4 other shows in addition to this one, Sifu Raphael.
I do, and I know Marilyn's going to come on a few of them, because for me, it's always about how can I serve, how can I help someone, and I've realized that that is my mission in life, to help other people, to help them see how amazing they are. So Marilyn, you're doing phenomenal work with helping people achieve things that they probably never thought they could through what you're doing.
Thank you.
Because if they can get more clients, they can help their community more, they can help their family more, and then they can employ more people. So this is a cycle that we're going through. When we can create more business, we can make better lives, not only for ourselves, but those people we're helping.
Exactly. It's
Lovely.
a lot of wins.
Oh, yeah.
So
Tons
I
of
just ran my website across the bottom there too. So now we can, now you guys can look at it and see if what I did based on what Marilyn's just shared with us has made an improvement. Marilyn, I'm excited for you getting this all done and doing. I think I'm most impressed with your SOPs out. I love it to hear that you've made that very easy for people. That's not something a lot of people are able to do with their courses when they put out courses. Is although they say they give you instructions, they are not instructions that are set up like an SOP, which make them very easy to follow. So for those of you who are listening who don't know what that means, for example, instructions are open up a packet of gum and chew a piece. And SOPs, Marilyn, why don't you be more specific of what that means, an SOP?
An SOP would be every little step. So whenever you're looking at a plan, instructions may just tell you how to use something. An SOP goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 1, 2, 5. And if you miss 2, 3, and 4, you miss how to do it. So, you want to go to Google, you want to type this in, you want to click this, you want to open this. Because I wanted to make sure that if you're a business owner and you don't have time to manage your Google business profile or set it up, and you have a trusted employee that can do it or a team member that can do it, you can give them this and know that the steps are in order, know that they can do it correctly.
Yeah. That way they're not chewing a piece of gum with the tinfoil on it. So
exactly.
I call it a recipe for success, because if you're going to be in the kitchen, you might as well make that soup and that stew that's going to be delicious, not overdo it or miss things. You're going to make that cake, it's going to fall flat, all these different things. So it is definitely a recipe. But when you create an SOP, I call it a recipe for success, because it gives you how hot should the stove be, the oven. Is it on simmer? Is it on boil? Is it on 350? Is it at 450? Is it at 100 for 4 hours? Or, so all these little steps are going to guide that person. And a lot of people don't realize that you can even have SOPs on video, like I do for my instructors. When I have somebody who I want to teach exactly the way I need people to learn, I create videos for them and then say, this is step 1, this is step 2. And if you're not sure what that step looks like, it looks like this. So it's
Exactly.
easy for them to absorb, right?
Love
And
it.
that's why the audiobook is important. Videos are important. People have different ways of learning and retaining the information that you give them.
Absolutely. Wow,
Fantastic.
so much information, Marilyn. You are a super powerhouse. Thank you for
Thank you
being
so
here
much.
with us today.
It's been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you. And everybody, if you like this show, I'm going to make a suggestion. Follow us. Tell people about it, because you never know when we have a guest who's going to impact your life. Marilyn may have impact. She impacted our lives. I took notes. Thank
I made
you,
changes
Marilyn.
live while she was talking.
See, you were taking action. You're an action taker. And that's why we have people like Marilyn come on the show to impact, to make a difference, to change the way we do things. Why am I going to reinvent the wheel? I don't need to. I just need to have the right people in place to help me along. And we bring so many amazing people here. So come join us. We're on next Friday. Actually, next Friday, we're not on. You know why? Because we're going to be on stage. We're going to be on stage, and this young lady is going to be running amok all over the place. And I want to let you know right now, if you need my services, Dr. Andrea, while I'm there, just let me know.
Cool beans. I love that.
I'll be there to help.
You can
I
count
told
on
you,
me
my
asking.
mission,
I decided that I'm delegating more than I ever have.
my mission is to help. That's my mission.
Perfect. Great.
All right.
All right. Well, thank
Right.
you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Marilyn.
Thank you so much.
Have yourself an exceptional day, everybody. Take care.